Has it really been a year since the last YouTube survey? Well, I guess I better get started on that then. Why am I called that? I actually didn't know until a few minutes ago why I'm called Justin, and my mom said that it's because she liked the name Justin. My middle name is Ross after my dad, and I guess the thing around that time was to name your first son after your father, and I'm really, really glad I was not named after my dad. I would not enjoy being called Ross. And as for my YouTube channel, I named it Voldey because I was playing this game called Gunbound, and my handle at the time was Voldey Style because I just finished reading Order of the Phoenix. And I didn't want Voldey Style to become my handle for the rest of my life on the internet, so I just shortened it to Voldey when I created this YouTube account. And the only reason at first I created the YouTube account was so that I could actually have the username Voldey on it, and so that nobody else would take it. Tell us about your favorite school teacher. My favorite school teacher actually became my favorite school teacher after he kicked me out of class for hitting one of my friends with a binder. It was after that that I realized how laid back of a teacher he was, and I actually requested him for my 12th grade social class because I wanted to have a great time in that class, and I knew he'd provide it. What's the strangest food I've ever had? I like this question a lot because if you know me, you'll know how small the box is of food that I've tried in my life, and so when I tell you that Chipotle is probably the strangest food I've ever had, I am not lying to you. I know I've mentioned it a few times that I haven't had a lot of food, but I can tell you for sure that it's probably Chipotle that's the closest thing to a weird food that I've ever had. Tell us about your first gig. The first concert I ever went to was Finger 11 in Sum 41, and I went to that concert on a whim because all of my work friends were going and I felt like it would be the cool thing to do to go with them. I'm sure I'd heard some music from Sum 41 over the radio over the course of time, but I'd never listened to most of their stuff. And for Finger 11, I'd only heard Paralyzer because that was around the time that Paralyzer was popular. I definitely enjoyed myself at the concert, and I'm glad I went, and it wasn't until 2 years later when I went to see Muse live that I actually fully enjoyed a concert because I had listened to their whole entire music collection before going to the concert. What is my favorite place in the world? As of right now, I'd have to pick one of two places, either Seattle, Washington or Portland, Oregon. It must be nice having a fully developed transit system, and one where you could hop on a train and go almost anywhere in the city whenever you want. If I had to pick out of the two, I think I'd pick Portland just because of how nice Portland is, and it was just so lovely being there. It just had this feeling that was like, this is a nice place to be. And as for who I'd like to see answer the survey next, I would like to see Michael Midnight, Coulson, and Beckett answer the survey.